Jacob. I wanted to show you guys the Green Chile Adventure Gear Pecos Value Bundle, which comes with the Uprising soft rack, which is the bottom piece here, along with two bag snake kits, and then your choice of bags. Now the bags do add or subtract cost of it depending on what brand bags you want. I went with the NRS, they're the cheaper ones, versus the Wolfman kit, and I've been pretty happy with them. They're really sturdy bags. But what I wanted to talk about is this kit, and kind of give you all a heads up on what it can do and what it can't do, and what I feel like it's best used for. So as you can see, I have two of the 22-liter NRS dry bags on here right now, and they're not completely full, but I just put enough stuff in them to kind of give me something to strap onto for this demonstration. But they're already strapped on here right now, and as you can see, they're not going anywhere. Once you get your stuff mounted on here, it's very, very sturdy, and it's not the easiest thing. Well, let me put it this way: it has this learning curve. The first, I'd say, half dozen times you use it, it's all experimenting. You're gonna strap it one way and go, man, I don't like that, and you'll restrap it until you get your system down. And then once your system's down, you shouldn't have to change it for your trip. You offload at your campsite, and then everything just goes back in right the exact same way it was. But I'm going to show you the parts of this kit, and then I'll talk to you a little more about it. So I'm going to show you how you unstrap it, or at least the way I did it. I like the idea of having the 4 points on this, and I like the bags to run lengthwise with the bike instead of across the bike hanging over, because I'm always worried about the exhaust and everything, which I did put them on there that way. I just felt that it was a little bit more difficult for me to strap day in and day out, you know. So this is the way I strap it. I use the cam here. This is an elastic cam, so that if the strap or if the load shifts, it'll still have tension on it for 4 or 5 inches. So this is the main key point to the actual bag snake kit, is this part right here keeps tension on it the entire time. So that's that part. This is the actual strap here, which is pretty long. I'd say probably, I don't know, 6 feet long or so. Here's my dry bags. 2 more parts I have to do this right now. This is a tension loop, is I believe what they call it. It's tension. It's got a tubular nylon around an elastic band. So even if this elastic was to break, you would still have this nylon holding your gear in, which is great. It's kind of like a fail-safe. Over here, I have a non-tension loop that simply gives me another point to strap to. If I didn't have this loop, I would simply just take the bag snake and run it through the rack and then back over. And then you just have to make sure you pull it tight, because without the loop, it's not going to slide as easy. So this is almost not needed. I just kind of like it. So anyway, so there's basically the rack and then 4 components to be able to strap these dry bags on here. You have the nylon cord, non-tension loop, tension loop. Now this has got 2 rings on it, one for your bottom set of bags, and then if you're having a top extra bag on top, you have another spot to tie to where you're not having to run it around your first set of straps. So that's kind of cool. I use the round one for my bottom bag, and then if I was going to put a top back on, I'd use the square one here. Or you can always use this as a runner to for your extra length, run it back through that square loop. And then the other big component here is the tension cam here. Okay, this is a really elaborate piece right here. Tubular nylon, elastic inside, then your cam, and then for your excess strap, you can run it back through here. And this is the part that gets used 100% every time, because you've got to have something to keep that tension down and pull that strap through. So those are the 4 parts I use. I just dropped it. To strap these 2 dry bags on here. Also not needed, but a piece I have is what they call an ADV sushi. Kind of a weird name, but it's this piece right here, and I have it wrapped around both of the clips for the dry bags, just to keep them together for when I'm walking with them and put them on the bag. It's much easier just to grab both of them and have them stay together. So that leads us to the big important part. This is your biggest investment here, and that is the uprising soft rack. This rack comes in a multitude of colors. I believe they're up to 6 colors now. It straps 2 straps at the rear, 2 straps at the front, and it basically will go across your seat and rack or tail. Doesn't need a rack, but if you have a rack, it makes it a little easier to support that weight back here. It's adjustable by where you want the straps to go down in the front and how you want the back straps to be. If you don't have a rack, you can run them under the tail. And then also you can run this front strap either up to this one and down or to this one and down. When you run it to this one, it leaves some slop right here, so I run it from this one and then down. If your exhaust is too far forward, you may have to run it all the way up to this one, and it'll pull down from there. That does leave a little bit of slack right in the middle, because then you're tied down to the back and to the front. It's not hard to put on. I found the easiest way was to lay the rack out, strap on the rear straps, and then start pulling down from the front, pulling away from it. And then once I had the front where I liked it, come back here to the back and give them a good tug, just to make sure that they were going to stay on there well. Once it's on, it's very sturdy, and I mean, it's hard to explain just how strong this rack is. The only way to explain it is, I'd say, go watch a Broken Tooth video on this rack, and he literally lifted his KLR up with a cam buckle system by the rack, picked his bike up off the ground, and just hung it there. And it's amazing. It's utterly not too strong. It's overkill, but that's good, because then it's going to last a long time, you know. So, a couple things that I didn't find on their website, or I didn't find online, that were immediately apparent was, one, if you order these NRS covers for these cams, there's no instructions on the NRS packaging, and Green Chile doesn't have any information on how to put them on their website. Well, once you put them on once, you're like, holy moly, why do I need instructions? But, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to zoom in right now, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Basically, you come in from the end, and it slides straight over the end. I kept trying to put it on the exact opposite way by trying to feed the buckle underneath the front end. And so, once you understand how that goes on, you can take them on and off very easy. Now, I use them on the parts that are going to contact the bike. You can even use them on parts that are going to contact your dry bags, keep them from wearing on the dry bags. So, that's really cool. The reason that I think this is such a good kit is because it adds so many strapping points to the bike. Basically, on my bike, I have a rack, and I have this much strapping point. I can strap to the sides or to the rear, and at that point, everything has to end and start here. Whereas this adds strapping points from here forward, plus all the way down the sides. And so I can strap bags on the sides, I can strap on top, from basically here all the way to here, I can have things sitting on this rack. And so that's good. The only bad thing about that is the same thing. It's very versatile, and so that leads it to be kind of complicated when you start off. The names of all the parts are kind of weird. You know, you got ADV Sushi and Bag Snake Kit and Cam this and Tension that, and it's kind of difficult. So you're going to be on Green Chili's website trying to figure out the names of these parts, and you're going to be looking at pictures on how to strap this stuff. But once you get it figured out, you can have something strapped on here in about 5-10 minutes. And once it's on, it's excellent. Now the reason this, I think, is slightly better than some of the other kits like that are you can't expand on, like maybe a giant loop or some of the Wolfman bags, is because you're stuck with whatever size they give you. If it's a duffel, you're stuck with what can fit in that duffel, whereas with the Green Chili kit, you can buy another dry bag and strap it on there. Or you can run a set of Wolfman saddlebags along with the Green Chili kit and stack your bags up that way. So, it's a really cool deal. When you fall down with these soft bags, you're not going to have to worry about your leg getting broke or anything under a hard bag, which has happened. Although there's people that ride around the world that have never had that happen. You know, they just get used to it. I prefer soft saddlebags, and I really like this rack kit. Now, I'm not going to use this every day. This is going to be what I put on when I'm going to go on an overnighter or be gone for a couple days. Drive around town, commute back and forth to work. I'm just going to use my little tail bag. It's just simpler. I need to be able to get in the zipper and get out quickly. Stick your sunglasses in it, grab a bottle of water. This kit is not a daily use kit in my mind. But what it is an excellent option for your long distance touring, especially at the price point. Because if something wears out, you wear through a dry bag, you're not having to replace the entire duffel you bought, you're having to replace that one dry bag. Or if one of the straps burns on your exhaust, you're replacing one strap. Green Chili is also made right here in the United States by riders just like you and me. These are guys that they go out and they beat up these bikes. The KLR riders, you know, they ride dual sport bikes just like we do, and they know the gear. And if you need something different, you draw it up, you send it to them, and they'll get you a quote on how to build it. They do custom work, and they got an excellent turnaround. Ben is who constructs all the racks, and Adam is the salesman. He does all the sales. So you got two guys that are strong in the adventure bike community that are constructing and selling these kits, not some corporation that puts out 100,000 kits a year. So definitely worthwhile to check this out. I'm going to put a description in the I'm going to put a link to them in the description below. And you know, send this to your friends, show them this kit. Also, I'm going to have a link below for the Green Chili Adventure Gears YouTube page, so that you can go subscribe to them. They'll have updates every now and then on different ways to strap, different ways to pack, things like that. So you're going to be seeing this kit not on a daily basis on my channel, but you're going to see it on my trips. Hope you enjoy the video. Make sure to check out Green Chili. They're a supporter of the Oklahoma ADV page, and you know, they're a good group of guys. So, talk to y'all later.